Hi, thanks those of you who just tuned in. This is Mark, Beyond 90 Seconds. I've just arrived, literally just set the camera up here in Everett, Washington to check out this report of a water main break. And I can see it, traffic coming towards us, which would be southbound on Broadway here in Everett, is going through some rather deep water about a block away. So I'll see if I can get down there here. But just to tell you where I am right now, I'm near Everett Memorial Stadium. I'm just north of the stadium on Broadway, so actually north and east. I'm at 37th and Broadway in Everett, Washington, and I'll see how close we can get and see how close I can get to show you what's going on up there. Like I said, I just pulled up and just set up the camera, and I saw this first would go off over Twitter. Thank you for the heads up on Twitter. We'll see how close they let us go. So this is by the, I believe it's the Brown Bear car wash. I think this was Cindy Tingley on Twitter who was giving me the shout out along with Snow_Scanner. Thank you, Cindy. Said the water was quite high when she approached the area and was going through it, and she said she wished she had her camera. So I was about 10 miles away. Thought I'd just come out and take a live look. So you can see that northbound Broadway is one lane right now. I'm not being kept from the area. There's nothing to say to indicate that I can't come this way. Okay, so the Brown Bear car wash is directly in front of me on the opposite side of the block that I'm approaching. Okay, I can see where the deep water is right now. I'll kind of give you the lay of the land here. I'll stop right here first. You can see it was quite a bit higher just recently, but there's still quite a bit of standing water. So right now, the deepest water that I see is on the opposite side, so that would be the west side of Broadway, and it's just over here. So they're keeping traffic down to one lane southbound Broadway as well, because the water, okay, so here's Sound Safety Products, and the water oh, there's still quite a bit of standing water outside that building, and then it continues and widens out right into the parking lot of Sound Safety Products. Sherrard is also, that's the name on the sign up here. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But quite a bit of standing water there, and it looks like there was more water over here just very recently, because you can see like this muck that's come clear up onto the sidewalk even right here. So apparently what was this suggesting might have contained the leak, the break, but there's still quite a bit of standing water in the area. Brown Bear car wash is just over here, and here's the Jiffy Lube. Thanks for joining, Mel Bravo. Appreciate it. This is Mark Corner, Beyond 90 Seconds in Everett, Washington, along Broadway, and I've currently worked my way up to 36th Street, which is 36th Street. The sign is right here, just past between the Jiffy Lube and the Brown Bear car wash. And the standing water at the moment now is pretty much all over, for the most part, on southbound Broadway. They've shut off the lane right here because of all that water over there. And I can see in the distance, I imagine these are PUD and water crews, they're clustered up there. There's several vehicles just to the north of me, about a block and a half down the road. So that, I'm going to guess, might be the area where they may be attacking the water main break, because I'm not seeing any crews directly right here. But again, you can tell, like when Cindy Tingley went through here, who gave me the heads up on Twitter about this, there was definitely water up in this area, because it came all the way up into the Jiffy Lube parking lot and then wrapped around this intersection here at 36th Street and Broadway. But again, most of the water at the present moment is still standing water. I saw on Twitter there's water damage to Everett downtown storage. You did? Okay, thank you very much for that. Many of you folks probably have actually better information than I do right now, because you're able to monitor other sources. I know my Everett News is down here, and he was getting some pictures out on Twitter as recently as about 15 or 20 minutes ago. I managed to retweet a couple of those. And then I imagine you're able to read the Herald, which is the local paper, heraldnet.com on the internet, as well as perhaps some Seattle area news media too, to get some good information about what's going on here. But again, this is in Everett, Washington. This is on Broadway Avenue, and I'm at 36th Street right now. So this is just north and east of Everett Memorial Stadium. And I'll go a little bit further north on my walk here, trying to make sure I stay off this way and off private property. So there is some water. You can tell there was a lot of water over in this area. I mean, it's wet. It's extending east on 36th until those cones, which are located just over here on 36th, blocking the traffic that approaches from the east as it goes westbound towards Broadway. It's blocked off on the westbound lane on 36. In fact, there's a heck of a lot of standing water just over here at Hertz Equipment Rental. So I'm going to go down that way. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're going to take a closer look down this way, folks. I have someone approaching me, so I'm not sure about it. So just so before I move off this location, just to reset it, there's a lot of standing water taking up this stretch of southbound Broadway. So they've got it down to one lane, and that's outside of Sound Safety Products, the store just over here. And I'm sorry, I'm shooting into the sun. If there were vehicles in that far lane over there, you would see definite hydroplaning, or the water splashing. So let's move down here and take a look at the Hertz Equipment Rental area, where there is a lot of water down here. This might be where they're experiencing some damage. In Everett downtown storage. So one of you on Twitter had already said that you're hearing it's getting into a storage business. This was probably that building. I see a U-Haul truck in a carport area there. So, cones in the road, and I see a lot of equipment, of course, as you might expect in the Hertz Equipment Rental, and I see a lot of standing water in the Hertz Equipment Rental yard just over here. And in fact, if we just look down the alley between the Brown Bear Car Wash. So here we are, Hertz Equipment Rental, Brown Bear Car Wash, and in the alley down here, just here, wish I could zoom in on the iPhone, but there's water clear across the alleyway there. And I would say that extends for about, I don't know, 35 yards, going deep down the alley, if you will. Now looking at the, I'm outside a business that says Horizon. Like a Hunter banner, but it's kind of hard to make out. It says Horizon, and it says Horizon over here as well. And then just here we've got standing water all along the fence line, and it's going to completely cover the road down here. So there is significant standing water in this area. This is McDougal Avenue and 36th Street. McDougal Avenue and 36th So there's water right here along the fence line of Horizon, and then we have Everett downtown storage, and it's nothing but water from here all the way across the street to the storage building. And there's a bit of an island here, so this is pretty shallow right here, and there's a law enforcement officer right here, but I'm just gonna walk through this. This is like an inch of water, okay, no big deal. And I'll walk to that point and show you the road and how it's flooded. It's not even an inch, it's just wet. But over here it's a different story. You can see it flowing. And I can see what appears to be employees. I assume they're employees, it's an assumption. But they are busy at the storage business. I imagine that they're obviously, you know, they're right over here. They've got a man with a shovel, a woman and a young man shaking hands. Young man's grabbing a broom, so they're attending to the situation here, obviously. But just to give you that perspective here, getting a lot of reflection on my iPhone, which I'm using the Periscope, so I can't quite see the screen. I apologize if you're making comments. I'm not answering them. So we've got a flooded street here. This is McDougal, I believe, McDougal Avenue, I believe it sits across the street. I can't quite read the sign. At 36, just in the distance, there's a bridge over here. You can't quite make it out, but I believe that's the I-5 traffic, Interstate 5, or it's the off-ramp from I-5, probably I-5. And then we've got Everett Downtown Storage, and all of this is water. Looks great, clear signal, and clean image. Mike Scoville from Tucson, Arizona, who made that comment here on Periscope. Thank you, Mike, although you may still be in Washington, D.C., where you're working with a broadcast crew on a Major League Baseball game. If you're back already, welcome back, Mike. But yes, this is the situation. Maybe this gentleman can talk to us somewhat about what's going on here.
Hey there.
Hi. How are you, sir?
Good, I'm the property owner here. I was just curious.
Oh, hi.
I'm the property owner.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you are?
My name's Mark Horner. I have a blog, and I'm just Periscoping live streaming.
Yeah.
You're the project, so you own Everett Downtown Storage?
Yeah.
I'm actually streaming live right now. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And I'll just pull this right here. And I apologize if the shot isn't framed up, folks. Let me just drop this down my shirt so I can get it out. I heard from someone on Twitter who's monitoring scanner traffic that the water's actually managed to penetrate the building here. It looks to be the case.
Looks to be the case. We'll wait till the water goes down and figure out what kind of damage we have. Fortunate thing is the bulk of the building is raised 3 feet, so it's just the exterior of the building and units we have there that may be affected. Looks like it's been minimized. Could have been much worse.
It seems like people got on it pretty quickly because it was not even an hour ago I heard about this water rising, but they managed to cut off the leak or contain the leak. I don't know what's actually going on, but since you've been out here, sir, has it been pretty much this level or has it gone down?
No, it's gone down and it's going down. Police department just notified me the city Mack truck is on its way and that we're one of the first priorities, so they'll be able to suck out water. And I think the drains are over capacity at this point, but it is working its way down. You can see the water line how it's subsided. So
I saw you out front there. I saw maybe you or was another person shaking a woman's hand. It looks like you had employees, including yourself, the owner, responding here and quickly scrambling to protect your business.
We have 3 locations here in town, so we scrambled. We have 5 staff here currently, and we're doing everything we can to protect property and try and minimize damages for our customers.
Well, I'll let you get back to it, but before I let you go, can you just tell me one thing? Have you heard where the break is? Is it further north on Broadway, or what are you hearing?
No, I'm confident it's on Broadway somewhere. The exact location is north of us, but that's all I know.
Thank you, sir. And your name?
Pat Sievers.
Can you spell your last name?
Sievers.
And you're the owner of Everett Downtown Storage?
Correct.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. That was kind of you, sir.
Right.
Best of luck.
Yep.
So there you have it. That was Pat Sievers. He's the owner of Everett Downtown Storage. He tells us that it appears that they've done a good job of protecting the business for the most part, and very kind of this gentleman to take a moment to speak with me. He, being the property owner, approached me and just wanted to know who I was with. I'm on public property. Maybe he didn't want me to shoot. That would have been fine. I have, no complaints if he's having a difficult time. But he was cool. He actually said I could interview him, and then you heard directly from him about what it's been like here. He's confident that the leak is on Broadway, he said, although there's a great deal of water out here right now, and yes, the comment is, I suspect it's from brown bear. Yes, it was a comment on, someone tweeted early, and I believe it was, there was some speculation from Cindy, I believe, Tingley, that it was, maybe she overheard something. I'm not sure. It's definitely unfounded from my perspective at this point that brown bear might be the source. I have nothing to confirm that the brown bear car wash at this point is the source of the break. Of course, we'll be hearing that information as it comes out through the course of the investigation and response here. So, you know, one of you here during this Periscope broadcast said that you're hearing that the storage business was being impacted. So we came around the corner and by chance we discovered a storage business, and very much it's being impacted in the sense that this water main break has now flooded the street here. McDougal, I believe it is, in 36th Street, and the water's right up against the building. But the owner, Pat Sievers, I believe the gentleman said his name was, and his employees quickly responded. He said that crews appear to have definitely got the upper hand on the leak because the water level has gone down. You were just joking, it was a water main, it's a city issue. Okay, I couldn't quite see who was making that, maybe that was the city. But anyhow, the solid information has yet to come. What you're getting are immediate pictures, and we got some good information from the business owner, Mr. Sievers, here at Everett Downtown Storage. So let me put my mic back on, excuse me, while I run it, my shirt again. Put it back on. Okay, mic is back on. So, I'm just going to do a slow pan. Prospector liquidation is across the street. Street sign for 36th Street. And we have the Hertz equipment rental, which is flooded in the parking lot with its equipment. Pretty much jam-packed in that parking lot. Much of that parking lot, not all of it, but the east end to the midsection is definitely flooded. Brown Bear Car Wash is there. Perhaps you can make the yellow bear out. It's the blue sign, the green to the left of the yellow bear head. There's a car wash up there. Interestingly, I'm not seeing flooding on the Brown Bear Car Wash parking lot. It looks like business as usual. The sign says it's open, and traffic is going in. People are vacuuming their cars. So we're looking up Broadway Avenue, pointed north, and okay, so obviously, you know, we've got activity going on right here with this truck across the street from Brown Bear, and they got this giant hose going down and into the ground. So I imagine they're suctioning up water. I have no knowledge of this type of machinery or equipment or apparatus. That's pure speculation, but judging by the sound and what I'm seeing, that seems to be what's going on there. And then there's also a lot of attention being given just down the road. It's just behind this 35-mile-per-hour sign. There are several vehicles with flashing yellow lights on them. So those are road crews responding to the scene as well, I presume. I'll do a real quick tour one more time, go around. This is just west and north of Everett Memorial Stadium in Everett, Washington. There's some standing water outside of Sound Safety Products and into their parking lot, that business. This street right here is 36th, and this is Broadway, so this is where 36th is Broadway. A lot of attention going in this area right now where they appear to be suctioning water up this location. There's a, I don't know how well you can make it, but I think you can. There's a hose and then going straight down into the ground. There was a lot more water over here before I got here. There's mud on the ground here. And to the east on 36th, first of all, we had the Brown Bear parking lot here. We had the Hertz equipment rental. And then it was over here, that building that we were just recording live from, right over here, is the Everett downtown storage, where there's a lot of standing water all the way across the street and up against that storage building. We interviewed the business owner, and he said that the water has gone down and that they feel they've done a good job of protecting the business for the most part. So he gave us an interview and you know, seemed to be pretty optimistic that crews now have the upper hand and he's going to turn out okay, and that they had a swift response both from the people in public works, if you will, as well as their own employees there to help protect the business. And then here on Broadway, looking to the south, you can see that there have been standing water here right up against, this is Jiffy Lube over here. And so there had been standing water on this side of the road too. There's this mud now, but it came up over the sidewalk and up against well, into the dirt and up against the shrubs here. That's all gone down as well. So right now, as I look across the street, let's level out our shot. Apologize for the wobbliness. Gentlemen digging. There's a lot of standing water in this parking lot over here. Oh, okay. Bottom line is, crews do seem to have the upper hand. As for Broadway, it now looks like northbound Broadway is open, 2 lanes. Both lanes are back open. And southbound Broadway in this particular area, this block, at least for a couple, 2 or 3 blocks, is down to 1 lane southbound Broadway. I'd say traffic's moving really well. See just the dirt across the sidewalk here where water had come up right up against the Jiffy Lube parking lot and entrance. And Everett Memorial Stadium is off in that distance over there, so we're not too far away from the stadium. I'll give you a final look at the scene here and then we'll just wrap it up. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you appreciated the opportunity to get a live look here and a live interview with the business owner about what happened here and the impact on his business, which was directly affected as the water came right up against it. Storage facility. All right, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day or evening wherever you are. Take care, everybody. Mark Horner, reporting live from Everett, Washington. Take care.